mean by capacity when we talk about capacity? This is actually the dictionary definition, and it's the facility or power to produce, perform, or deploy. Ben kindly mentioned that I am here also wearing the hat as the board chair of Grantmakers for Effective Organizations, an association of nearly 600 foundations and grantmakers who are all devoted to this very topic of strengthening the capacity. And our definition at GEO is that capacity is the wide range of capabilities, knowledge, and resources that nonprofits need to fulfill their missions. They need a combination of strong management, governance, and a constant, renewed dedication to achieving the results that they need. So clearly, if we're talking about capacity building is then about giving the leaders the skills and resources they need to continue taking their organizations to the next level and build stronger programs, take risks, and make the connections, innovate, and iterate. Capacity building is growing as a major priority among US grantmakers. In a recent survey that GEO conducted, 77% of all staffed foundations in the United States provide some kind of capacity building support, and 27 of these funders say that is only going to increase. What are we talking about when we mean capacity? In what areas do we think that nonprofits need it? You know, there have been the traditional areas where we've talked about capacity: governance and leadership, mission, vision, strategy, program delivery, impact, strategic relationships, resource development, and internal operations and management. These have been known for a long time as important areas that nonprofits need to pay attention to and do well. However, we're in a moment where this alone is not enough. Nonprofits increasingly need to focus on new areas that require capacity: communications, diversity, equity and inclusion, collaboration, evaluation and learning, and technology. These are areas we have not traditionally paid attention to, and yet without them, we know that nonprofits cannot adequately do their work. Let me just have a show of hands. Who among the room is working for an operating nonprofit, a grant-seeking organization? So, okay, quite a few of you, and I know that you can speak to this much better than I can. But let's talk a little bit about why capacity building is needed. First of all, capacity building is what creates the conditions for success. Let me give you an example. In America, there are 24 million children growing up without their fathers. It has been statistically proven and measured that children who grow up without their fathers are 9 times as likely to not graduate from high school, 10 times more likely to use illegal drugs, and 20 times more likely to end up in prison. In St. Louis, there is a nonprofit organization called the Father Support Center, and it's working to change those statistics by giving fathers the resources and the skills they need to become involved parents. It was established in 1997 and has already helped more than 9,000 fathers reconnect with their children and support them financially and emotionally. Between the years 2008 and 2012, the Father Support Center went through a significant period of transformational and organizational growth that is now a national model being replicated all over the country. The CEO of this organization credits a single source, a 4-year capacity building investment by the Deaconess Foundation. Over this 4-year period, the foundation gave significant grants to build, made financial investments, but also gave them access to consulting, training, and peer exchange and coaching. With this, the organization was able to elevate and add administrative staff. They hired their first development director. They significantly strengthened their marketing, fundraising, communications ability. They also were able to create an evaluation department so that they could actually track the results they were getting from their program, which only led to their ability to get more dollars and attract more funding. It led to a new website, communication materials, and all of these upgrades have had a direct and measurable impact on their services. As a result, 62% of the fathers have obtained a job, 75% have been employed for over a year, and 75% financially support their children, and 80% of them interact with their children regularly. The capacity building support from the foundation created the conditions for success for this organization. The other thing that's important about capacity building is that capacity